What's up there, guys? Welcome to this Now, as you know, I did Stranger Things season of disappointment, part 1. Now, today I'm going on to part 2, and it's not just going to be on season 3, it's going to also be on the season 2 and 1. Now, let's begin on because I know a bunch of people are going to hate me. I rewatched the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things, and to be honest, season 1 wasn't that good. Okay, listen. Before you start unsubscribing, start typing in this video, the reason is not because it's a bad season. No, it's an okay season. I actually thought Stranger Things season 1 was okay. It's just that the problems come in and don't come in. First show about Stranger Things, it's good. But, like I said before, the problem with season 3 is it just does not feel Stranger Things. I mean, literally, everything else does not feel Stranger Things. It feels like a boring sitcom that I've already seen before. And that's the problem with Stranger Things season 3, like I said. The story was which was most more interesting was actually never coming up, except for when Dustin, Steve, Robin, and Erica were having good moments. And it seemed like that was a spinoff of its own show, which wasn't Stranger Things at all. So anything in the show that should have been Stranger Things was not Stranger Things at all. And I mean literally. When things do Stranger Things come up, they're boring. And when things that aren't Stranger Things come up, they're not good. Like literally, the relationships of characters and characters changing was the main problem with season 3. And season 2, a character that I liked very much, which was Max, was sent from being a tomboy character to becoming a different character. She wasn't that in the second season, so why change her? I don't know. But like I said, now going back in, like I said, there are so many other characters that were changed around, including, well, no one else really. She was the only character that changed around that I felt mad about and everything else. So that was my problem with her character, was how she was set up. And it really just made me mad. And mostly this season was around relationships and stuff. If we were gonna have that, right, center around Mike and Eleven when we could literally not have to center around them characters. Literally, we have another little story that we could center around. Luke and Erica were great characters. Sorry, Luke and Max were great characters that have their own story around them because we really don't get to know their chemistry that much. In season 2, it was fully explained. Now in season 3, we could have built up their chemistry. I mean, literally, I felt like Eleven and Mike had had chemistry during the first season. So why did it matter season 3 that we get more on that? If you were, like I said though, it felt like it was a boring sitcom now. I mean, literally, Stranger Things changed from what it was. At first, it was supposed to be, well, a show about things going on in a small town. I mean, literally, every character in the show seemed like it couldn't be done. And in season 2, there were problems like characters themselves and story writing in season 2. It made no sense about Nancy and Will's brother. That stuff made no sense. The season 2 had no problematic story around it, and season 2 really didn't build up to me. I said before though, 11's story going up seemed okay, but like I said, it seemed like I was showing its own story. But when you had two plot lines going shifting towards each other, it's not gonna work. At least in season 2, it was still around set around Stranger Things going on. It felt like a Stranger Things story. To be honest, season 1 didn't feel like a Stranger Things story at all. Sure, where there's missing and stuff, but coming to the ending, it started again when 11 came in to become Stranger Things type of story. That's when it became good. And I can agree with that. It became good during halfway into the season 1. So I can actually say that. But like I said before, there were many problems with season 1 that could have been solved and stuff. And during season 2, where everything could have been solved and resolved, they were just dropped. Like, I actually loved how Will's mom had to deal with the loss of someone, but most of that stuff's not fully in the show at all. It's literally dropped out more and more and more of the time for no point of the story. When we literally could have had that solved and stuff, and how her and Hopper would have to go through that. That would have been great. But no, that's dropped too for strange moments. So yeah, like I said before though, it seemed like every character was changed around, especially Billy. Now, in season 2, we saw how much of a horrible person we was. And we see the reasons why. So, in season 3, we could saw how he could have changed from that moment. And, spoiler alert coming up, so you might want to skip ahead of this part right here now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Billy dies. So, anyway. And Max is sad and everything, but there was no conclusion to that at all. We really never got to know those moments of the reason why she cared for him. Literally, in season 2, we saw how much they were not relatable and did not care for each other. And not just that reason. Billy as a character really did sound interesting to be a character like that, but it's how he was treated in the season 3. And this season, there was nothing going up onto him. He was treated not to be one of those characters that we should care for when I wanted to care for him. Like I said before, though, his sacrifice makes nothing. There's 3 things that must happen in the show to make us care for a character. Who, what, and why. Now let's go to a character, a character that no one cared for at first, and then started to care for him, not for frustrated things. What was that show called again where that happened? Oh yeah, I forgot. There are many shows like that happening. But like I said, if I don't have that goes for Game of Thrones, literally. We shouldn't care for characters that we don't get to know them. Like Ned Stark now, or probably the least character, Arya or Jon Snow. Any one of these characters can be singled off as characters that no one should like, especially Joffrey. We should not like them characters at all. Heck, we don't anyway. And characters like Tyrion, a character that we're supposed to hate, and not just him, his brother, the King Killer himself. So, like I said though, we shouldn't care for him after he pushed, what was his name again? Oh yeah, Bran pushed him out the window. That leaves him dead. That could have left him dead. So we shouldn't care for him. We think he's a bad guy. We should not care for him. But when he loses his hand, we should start to care for him then. And we start to do. So that was a great idea. And Stranger Things could have done that for season 3. Make us care for Billy and his motivations into becoming this character. But in season 2, it was felt like we shouldn't care for the character, that we were not going to care for him at all in season 3. So like I said, he didn't deserve to die or become the bad guy. Now, let's get back to it. So, in Stranger Things Season 2, like I said before, Billy was a great character. And when you're pushing some things against a season, you shouldn't rush things up ahead in Season 2. Because so many things were rushed, and I'm mad that people on Reddit and everything praise that Stranger Things Season 2 was good and Season 3 was good. It's just the okay seasons, and Stranger Things Season 3 is super bad. But like I said though, the problem with Stranger Things Season 2 comes in with many things. Like, there's moments where things don't make sense, relationships and stuff, and literally. And all, characters like, Steve and Nancy. When they were together, when they get back together, and she says she doesn't love him, was the main character arc of the story, that should have been confessed more into. And then later, she literally leaves with, Will's brother. And they book into a hotel by themselves, and then get together. And Steve and her did not break up. That made no sense to me because we weren't getting into the characters, and it felt like in 8 episodes of Stranger Things Season 2, there was not enough time to digress everything. It felt like there was not enough time, and it just said, we'll just write that down and put that in Season 2. And it did not work for those reasons. I want to love the characters, but when you don't give me something, and let's talk about Steve. At Season 1, we did not like Steve at first. And I'm going to compare this to Billy, which Billy should have been. At Season 1, we did not like Steve at all. We really didn't care about Steve. And then what happens later is when he literally halfway takes down the Demogorgon, that's pretty awesome. So, we start to actually care for him a little more and say, wow, he's not a bad character at all. He actually seems like a good person. That's what Billy should have been during Season 3. Instead of just hating him as a character, we should have got to know him more and care for his deception into darkness. And there's no reason why Max says should open up the door and everything. They're just problems that wouldn't have worked, and the problems just getting in the way of Season 1 and Season 2. So like I said, if they were going to fix these, they could have fixed these during Season 3. And I was hoping they were going to fix the problems. But the problems went on and on and on. They couldn't fix the problems because there were so many problems that you couldn't fix it. You just said to yourself, wow. That's how you feel about that. And you shouldn't do that. You should actually care about the characters and more about it and going on in the series. Billy's death should have been a character moment where we all should have felt bad for him and felt bad for his deception into darkness. But I didn't feel bad for him as a character. I was not mad about his death and his sacrifice because I did not care for the character at all. You can't make a sacrifice of a character in a TV show without us caring about the character himself. I wanted to care about the death of Billy, but Billy's death was not important in the show at all, and it just made the show feel more and more and more like a convoluted plot season. So like I said before, I asked you this question again. Stranger Things season 2 and 3 and 1 was not good. Like I said before, seasons of disappointment is hard to get rid of. But like I said, when Stranger Things season 1 premiered, everyone said it was good. I mean everyone. I cannot believe that. This makes me so mad I have to talk about this with people that think it's good. Stranger Things season 1 had many problems that people just want to admit. And want to say it's great and praise it for greatness and stuff. But there are problems that get in the way of season 1 that made it bad. I've usually spent the time on season 3 and season 2. But I'm going to get back into season 1 now. The problem, like I said, with season 1 is that it does not work as a show. It makes me hate the characters. It makes me not care for the characters. And really just says to me, screw it. These characters don't matter to us. That's what I said. That's what I said to myself. The characters don't matter at all. They really don't. So yeah. It really did not work how they just said they really don't matter. And I was really kind of mad about that. And how the characters were not really shown that much attention or paid to. So the problems go in more and more and more as you get into season 2. Season 2 should have been great. It should have made more sense. Should have a great story. But problems got in the way of it, like I said. Eleven's own story should have been a spin-off show. Or maybe, since her other characters getting a spin-off show, that might be good. But like I said though, her mission and stuff seemed more interesting than the main story we were having around. And Will's deception into darkness too, that's what Bill's story should have been too. Bill is basically Steve with Will's deception to him. We had those two things in the one show. And we're sensing that the darkness is coming back and everything. And we're learning more about Eleven and how she's using her powers. Those are used for funny moments. This is supposed to be a freaking show. And it did not feel like Stranger Things. It felt more like Everything Sucked. If you've never watched that show, you should. It was canceled too soon, like I said though. The show is different from... It just felt like that now. I mean, the characters are more the same. And every moment feels like it was just convoluted with a different story, or a different plot, or with something that made no sense. Stranger Things Season 2 was a disappointment. And so was Stranger Things Season 3. And that's why I say seasons of disappointments. Because the first season was an okay season, I'm going to admit. It had problems, and it had some good things. But the problems got in the way of Season 2 and Season 3. There were things that didn't work, like I said, and things that did work. Why, and second of all, why Steve and Destiny's character development was layered in, I should really start to care for the show. Now, second of all, I'm gonna keep going these Stranger Things Season 3 disappointments. There are only 3 parts to these. So, you guys won't have to worry about this. It's only 3 parts. But I'm also doing a review on Troll Hunter and 3 Below, and how it's a horrible spin-off to Troll Hunters. You're probably going to say, wow, you're going to ruin 3 Below. Yeah, I am. And I'm going to tell you why later. But like I said, seasons of disappointments was what this show was. And that is why Stranger Things is seasons of disappointments. I'll see you guys next time on more of the reviews on it.